Alright, I'm doing a quick video because I actually had said I would. Totally forgotten. Good thing I set reminders in my calendar for virtually everything, or I'd probably never get anything done. But, so what this is the JW app. It is the Jehovah Witness app. I used to be a Jehovah Witness, and so I already knew my way around this app. A really neat feature. We're actually talking about, is there some Mandela effect? Because some Bibles will say according to Saint John, whereas others just say John. This right here is the New World Translation, which is the Jehovah's Witnesses translation, most commonly used for everything. Now, see, the interesting thing about this is, so we can go back here and we can see it gives all the Bibles. We can go to Revelation. And we can go up here to this weird little, I'm sorry, I got out of focus, because I'm trying to look behind the phone. So that symbol there says search languages. Now it gives us, right now I've got downloaded the new, I don't have that one downloaded. I have King James Version downloaded, the American Standard, and the New World Translation. So we can just switch between them. We'll go between King James. And this actually gives some information, but we'll click on number 1 here. And it does say St. John in the King James. Actually, it says St. John the Divine. And we'll check the American Standard, which is the only other one I currently have downloaded, so we'll just look there. And this just says the Revelation of John. It appears to me that some do and some do not call him Saint John. I believe that comes from the claim that the priests of Catholicism are lineages of the apostles, which we can't prove or disprove. I mean, we can easily disprove it than prove it, simply because there's no surviving lineage lines. Everything was pretty much ransacked and destroyed by Rome, at least as far as our current understanding of history goes. Of course, I have to give a shout out to Static in the Attic. Never seen someone put together things so well for a real historical timeline based on the information we have. Like they say, Einstein, the wonderful genius he was, I think anyone watching me probably agrees that he was not the genius they claim. We all know that his theory of relativity isn't even a valid theory anymore, yet they still teach this stuff. Getting a little off topic. This was just to discover the Mandela effect on whether or not the Bible changes were in fact Mandela effects on this particular one anyway. My opinion is I believe this may be just translation issues. Perhaps it is a Mandela effect. I can't say my personal memory on this one because I do not recall this particular, was it a St. John or just John? I believe this is a denominational difference. But there are some interesting things actually we can. And this gives me, I'm going to flip this up so we can get a different view on this. Matter of fact, let me turn this. Oh, wait. Sorry, guys. Alright. Here's some interesting stuff. Yeah. I'm going to look around the phone. Okay. So let's go to King James Version. Search planets. So sun, the moon, and the planets. So, interesting enough, see, the fun thing about this little thing is you can just simply hit your language button, and like we'll go to American Standard and see what's there. Planets is in that word. But I know it's not in the New World Translation because I'm very familiar with this particular translation. And the constellations is the word used there, which is actually what some people will tell you when they're like, oh, well, it means okay, but what we're saying is that those who for years used the King James versions to denounce the Mandela effect, to denounce flat earth, always said, well, there's no planet in the Bible. Well, apparently now there is. Of course, we all know the one Mandela effect that has definitely infiltrated every Bible is, Isaiah. Come on. Isaiah 11:6, where we see the wolf. And I can show you in each one of them real quick. I'll just hit King James. We'll just go one more. Definitely the wolf there. So that's a definite Mandela effect, because every Bible I've ever looked into, and as a witness, well, those of us, some of them take it as just every other, religion does. They feel better about doing things, but the majority of witnesses, I will say, are at heart wanting the best for people. The reason I personally am not a witness anymore is because the Mandela effect, the changes that I've seen. And when I went to the elders, they basically looked at me like I was crazy. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're going to sit here and tell me you don't know that used to say the lion instead of a wolf? And the funny thing is, see, now I've learned to ask them, what's the word there? And every one of them will say lion. But when I show them, it's like something in there all of a sudden, no, that's right. It is wolf. Well, I defer. But for now, this was simply about the St. John thing. I went in a little further, and I'll get editing techniques in eventually, but hey, I'm new to this, so doing what I can. I'm uploading this video for one of my new subscribers. Forgive me, I forgot the name, but I promised that I would, and I just kind of got back around to getting online and realized I hadn't done that. So I'm making this video, and I'm going to upload this real quick.